Welcome back to Learning Nails and Aesthetics. We are continuing the Milady Foundations book. We're in Chapter 9 on page 249, Business Skills on the Job. Table 9-1, Employment Classification Overview. And if I didn't already say it, I am not AI, so mistakes will be made. Employee. Work instructions are provided. Job performance is evaluated. An independent contractor has no instruction, training, or evaluation is provided. A booth renter, no instruction, training, or evaluation is provided. Instead of repeating it like this across the page, I'm going to go down the columns. So starting again, employee. These are employment classifications. Employee work instructions are provided. Job performance is evaluated. Training may be provided or required. Operating hours are set or scheduled. Appointments are scheduled by business. Services revenue most often collected at front desk. Equipment and facilities are provided. Benefits may be provided. No rental agreement exists. Expenses may be reimbursed. May be paid on hourly, salaried commission, or a salary plus commission basis. Uniforms may be required. Income tax portion of Social Security tax, Medicare tax, and an employment tax are paid by employer. Amount of tips are recorded by employer. Employer is required to provide Form W-2, wage and tax statement. Independent contractor. No instruction, training, or evaluation is provided. May require personal investment in advanced training. Sets own hours and schedule with agreement. May schedule own appointments. Services revenue may be collected at front desk. May pay for certain equipment or arrange an agreement opportunity for profit and loss exists. No benefits are provided. Independent contractor agreement required. Requires agreement with an end date, wage payment information, and responsibilities, etc. Expenses are not usually reimbursed. May work on percentage, commission, or flat fee, and agreements may be renewed, may work in more than one location. Attire may be discussed in agreement. Is responsible for all taxes, licenses, and insurance. Responsible for own tips and taxes. May work within confines of shop hours. Owner is required to provide a 1099 form. A booth renter. No instruction, training, or evaluation is provided. Requires personal investment in advanced training. Sets own hours and work schedule. Schedules own appointments. Services revenue is collected by booth renter. Certain equipment included in lease, opportunity for profit and loss. No benefits are provided. Booth rental agreement is required. Requires lease with date, fee, booth, renter, responsibilities, etc. Expenses are not reimbursed. Responsible for collecting all service revenue. Generally, the renter's decision. Is responsible for all taxes, licenses, insurance, and advertising. Responsible for own tips and taxes. Requires submitting a 1099 form to owner for rent paid. Wage structures. As discussed previously, booth rental involves paying the shop owner a fixed amount of rent for the space. All the profits brought in from the performance of services are basically yours after you pay for the rent and supplies. For the employee or independent contractor, however, compensation may be structured in one of several different ways. Salary. Being paid an hourly rate is usually the best way for a new beauty professional to start out, because new professionals rarely have an established clientele. An introductory hourly rate is usually based on the minimum wage or maybe slightly higher to encourage new beauty pros to take the job and stick with it. In this situation, if you earn $10 per hour and you work 40 hours, you will be paid $400 that week. If you work more hours, you will get more pay. If you work fewer hours, you will get less pay. Regular taxes will be taken out of your earnings. Remember, if you are offered a set salary in lieu of an hourly rate, that salary must be at least equal to the minimum wage for the number of hours you work. You are entitled to overtime pay if you work more than 40 hours per week. The only exception would be if you were in an official management position. Commission. A commission is a percentage of the revenue generated from services performed by a professional. Commission is usually offered once an employee has built up loyal clientele. A commission payment structure is very different from an hourly wage. Any money you are paid is a direct result of the total amount of service dollars you will generate for the salon, spa, or barbershop. Commissions are paid based on a percentage of your total service dollars and can range anywhere from 25 to 70%, depending on your length of time with the business, your performance level, and the benefits that are part of your employment package. Suppose, for example, that at the end of the week, when you add up all the services you have performed, your total is $1,000. If you're at the 50% commission level, then you would be paid $500 before taxes. Keep in mind that until you have at least 2 years of servicing clients under your belt, you may not be able to make a living on straight commission compensation. Additionally, many states do not allow straight commission payments unless they average out to be at least minimum wage. Salary plus commission. A salary plus commission structure is another common way to be compensated in the beauty business. Here you receive both a salary and a commission. This arrangement is sometimes called a guarantee, as it guarantees a minimum base salary. This kind of structure is often used to motivate employees to perform more services, thereby increasing their productivity. For example, imagine that you earn an hourly wage of $300 per week and perform about $600 worth of services every week. Your manager may offer you an additional 25% commission on any services you perform over your usual $600 per week. Or perhaps you receive a straight hourly wage but can receive as much as 15% commission on all retail products you sell. This variant is sometimes called salary plus bonus. With this structure, your salary is based on an average of what you would have made if you were paid commission, but you also get a bonus on anything over and above. You can see how this kind of structure quickly leads to significantly increased compensation. Tips. When you receive satisfactory service at a hotel or a restaurant, you are likely to leave your server a tip. It has become customary for clients to acknowledge their beauty professionals in this way. Some salons, spas, and barbershops have a tipping policy. Others have a no tipping policy. This is determined by what the business feels is appropriate for its clientele. Tips are income in addition to your regular compensation and must be tracked and reported on your income tax return. Reporting tips will be beneficial to you if you wish to take out a mortgage or another type of loan and want your income to appear as strong as it really is. As you can see, there are a number of ways to structure compensation for a beauty professional. You will probably have the opportunity to try each of those methods at different points in your career. When deciding whether a certain compensation method is right for you, it is important to be aware that your monthly expenses are and have to have a personal financial budget in place. Budget issues are addressed later in this chapter. Here's a tip. Accepting a commission-paying position can have a positive and negative aspect for every new professional. If you think you have enough clientele to work on commission and can earn a large enough paycheck to pay your expenses, then go ahead and give it a try. It could be a great way to work toward better commission percentages or even booth renting. Note that some states do not recognize booth rental as an acceptable method of doing business. Check with your state to be aware of all the latest news and regulations. If you don't think you can make enough money being paid on a commission basis alone, then take a job in a salon, spa, or barbershop that is willing to pay you an hourly wage until you build your client base. After you have honed your technical skills and build a solid client base, you can consider working on commission. Employee evaluation. The best way to keep tabs on your progress is to ask for feedback from your manager and coworkers. Most likely, your employer will have a structure in place for evaluation purposes. Commonly, evaluations are scheduled 90 days after hiring and once a year after that. But you should feel free to ask for help and feedback anytime you need it. This feedback can help you improve your technical abilities as well as your customer service skills. Ask a senior professional to set in on one of your client consultations and to make note of areas where you can improve. Ask your manager to observe your technical skills and to point out ways in which you can perform your work more quickly and efficiently. Have a trusted coworker watch and evaluate your skills when it comes to selling retail products. All of these evaluations will benefit your learning process enormously. Find a role model. One of the best ways to improve your performance is to model your behavior after someone who is having the kind of success that you wish to have. Watch other professionals in your shop. You will easily be able to identify who is really good and who is just coasting along. Focus on the skills of those who are really good. How do they treat their clients? I lost my place. I apologize. How do they treat the staff and manager? How do they book their appointments? How do they handle their continuing education? What process do they use when formulating color or selecting a product? What is the attitude towards their work? How do they handle a crisis or conflict? Did you know? These beauty professionals can increase their chances of building a solid and loyal clientele more quickly. They live in a large city or choose areas within their cities that have a large number of potential clients. They select a location where the compensation for clients is less saturated. They have advanced training skills and certifications. They have and use their artistic abilities. They employ marketing and publicity strategies. They concentrate on an unusual niche within the beauty business. For example, teens. Go to these standout professionals for advice. Ask for a few minutes of their time, but be willing to wait for it, as it may not be easy to find time to talk during a busy workday. If you're having a problem, explain your situation and ask if the mentor can help you see things differently. Be prepared to listen and not argue your points. Remember that you asked for help, even when what your coworker is saying is not what you want to hear. Thank your coworker for their help and reflect on the advice you have been given. A little help and direction from skilled, experienced coworkers will go a long way toward helping you achieve your goals. Check in. What are 3 common employment statuses for beauty professionals? Practice money management. Although a career in the beauty and wellness industry is very artistic and creative, it also requires financial understanding and planning. Too many beauty professionals live for the moment and do not plan for the future. They may end up feeling cheated out of the benefits that their friends and family and other careers are enjoying. In a corporate structure, the Human Resources Department of the corporation handles a great deal for the employees, financial planning for them. For example, health and dental insurance, retirement accounts, savings accounts, and many other items may be automatically deducted and paid out of the employee's salary. Most beauty professionals, however, must research and plan for all those expenses on their own. This may seem difficult, but in fact it is a small price to pay for the kind of freedom, financial reward, and job satisfaction that a career in beauty and wellness can offer. And the good news is that managing money is something everyone can learn to do. Repayment of your debts. In addition to making money, responsible adults are concerned with paying off their debt. Throughout your life and your career, you will undoubtedly incur debt in the form of car loans, home mortgage, or student loans. While it is easy for some people to merely ignore their responsibility in repaying these loans, it is extremely irresponsible and immature to accept a loan and then shrug off the debt. Not paying back your loans is called defaulting, and it can have serious consequences for your personal and professional credit. Legal actions can be taken against you if you fail to repay your loans. The best way to meet all your financial responsibilities is to know precisely what you owe and what you earn so that you can make informed decisions regarding your finances. Before committing to a loan, make sure you understand the payment terms, the interest rate, and what you realistically can afford. Reporting your income. As you enter your new career and strive to become established, you most likely will be in a commissioned or salary structure. When you receive your paycheck, taxes and other deductions will already be taken out according to your state laws. You will earn all other income outside of your salon and spa or barbershop, such as performing services on location for weddings or parties or at a private residence. When you file your annual state taxes, it is critical that you report cash tips and all other income that is not shown on your paycheck. There are serious legal consequences for not reporting such income. Fines and even potential jail time. Decreasing your borrowing power, it is based on your reported income. Reducing the amount of Social Security benefits for retirement. Lowering the Bureau of Labor's endorsement as a sustainable industry, leading to decreased availability of federal loans and grants. The best way to record your tips and additional income is to keep a daily log. At the end of each week, add the total amount of your additional income. Next, add the total for the month. Keep your monthly totals on a single page in the front of your logbook or spreadsheet. At the end of the year, you will be able to easily report your total cash income for your taxes. Ethical beauty professionals take the responsibility to comply with tax laws seriously and report their income accurately at the end of each year. Focus on business technology. Today, it is common for most salons, spas, and barbershops to use computer technology to support their business, a trend that can be advantageous for technologically savvy students. You may be able to master business software more easily than other professionals. These programs now handle cash flow management, inventory tracking, payroll automation, client appointment books, performance evaluation tracking, and more. Just remember, these client records are usually considered the property of the business and are protected by confidentiality guarantees. If you are accustomed to working with technology, you may be able to help your business set up email access, a website, social networking pages, and more. With many clients enjoying the freedom of online booking and text messaging appointment reminders, and with shops benefiting from email or even electronic marketing programs, It is important for you to have a basic grasp of technology. Many resources, including your fellow students and future coworkers, are available if you feel you need help with specific applications. Personal budget. It is amazing how many people work hard and earn a very good salary, but never take the time to create a personal budget. Many people are afraid of the word budget because they think that it will be too restrictive on their spending or that they will have to be mathematical geniuses to work with one. Thankfully, neither fear is rooted in reality. Personal budgets range from extremely simple to extremely complex. The right one for you depends on your needs. At the beginning of your career, a simple budget should be sufficient. To get started, take a look at the Personal Monthly Budget Worksheet, Figure 9.7. It lists the standard monthly expenses that most people budget. It also includes school loan repayments, savings, and payments into an individual retirement plan, IRA. Keep track of where your money goes in one step toward making sure that you always have enough. It also helps if you plan ahead and save for bigger expenses such as a vacation, your own home, or even your own business. All in all, sticking to a budget is a good practice to follow faithfully for the rest of your life. Activity, the B word. Go through your personal monthly budget worksheet and fill in the amounts that apply to your current living and financial situation. If you are unsure of the amount of an expense, put in the amount you have averaged over the past 3 months or give it your best guess. You may need to have 3 or 4 months of employment history to complete the income item, but fill in what you can. If the balance is a minus number, start listing ways you can decrease expenses for increased income. Personal Monthly Budget Worksheet, Figure 9.7. The list of expenses are 1. Monthly rent, 2. Car payment, 3. Car insurance, 4. Auto fuel, upkeep and maintenance, 5. Electricity, 6. Gas, 7. Health insurance, 8. Entertainment, movies, dining, etc., 9. Groceries. I think I would probably switch some of these up. I think groceries would come before entertainment. 10. Dry cleaning. 11. Personal grooming. 12. Prescriptions. Medical. Wonder who decided the order of this list. Personal grooming. 12. Prescriptions. Medical. 13. Cell phone. 14. Internet, television, home phone. 15. Student loan. Yeah, this is definitely not in a priority order. 16. IRA. 17. Savings deposit. 18. Other expenses. B. Income. 1. Monthly take-home pay. 2. Tips. 3. Other income. C. Balance. So the total income from line B minus total expenses from line A. Use this budget worksheet or one like it to get a picture of how your monthly expenses compare to your income. Giving yourself a raise. Once you have taken some time to create, use, and work with your personal budget, you may want to look at ways in which you can have more money left over after paying bills. You might automatically jump to the most obvious sources, such as asking your employer for a raise or asking for a higher percentage of commission. While these tactics are certainly valid, you will also want to think about other ways to increase your income. Here are a few tips. Spend less money. That's number 1 right there. Although it may be difficult to reduce your spending, it is certainly one way to increase the amount of money that is left over at the end of the month. These dollars can be used to invest, save, or pay down debt. Work more hours. If possible, choose times when the shop is busiest, which are the most convenient for clients. Come early and stay late to accommodate clients' booking needs. Saturday is a peak work day in most salons, spas, and barbershops. Increase service prices. It will be, nope, just kidding. It will probably take some time before you are in a position to increase your service prices. For one thing, to do so, you need a loyal client base. Customers who are loyal to a particular professional, which in this case is you. You must also have fully mastered all the services that you are performing. When you do have a loyal client base and service mastery, there is nothing wrong with increasing your prices every year or two, as long as you do so by a reasonable amount. Do a little research to determine what your competitors are charging for similar services and increase your fees accordingly. Retail more. Most employers pay a commission on every product you recommend and sell to your clients. If you sell more products, you make more money. Seek professional advice. Just as you will want your clients to seek out your advice and services for their beauty and wellness needs, sometimes it is important for you to seek out the advice of experts, especially when it comes to your finances. And, whoa, wait a minute. You can research and interview financial planners who will be able to give you advice on reducing your credit card debt, investing your money, and funding for retirement. Speak to the officers at your local bank. They may be able to suggest bank accounts that offer you greater returns or flexibility with your money depending on what you need. When seeking out advice from other beauty professionals, be sure not to take anyone's advice without carefully considering whether it makes sense for your particular situation and needs. Before you buy into anything, be an informed consumer about available goods and services. Ask yourself these questions as you begin to think about keeping to a budget. How do your expenses compare to your income? What is your balance after all your expenses are paid? Do you think that keeping a budget is a good way to manage money? Do you know of any other methods people use to manage money? Check in. What are 4 tips for increasing your income? And we're going to stop right there. We will begin the next section, Master Selling in the Salon, Spa, and Barbershop, on page 257 of Business Skills on the Job. I appreciate you watching. I hope this was helpful for you. Keep in mind, I do have videos of other books. I know I mention it every time, and I don't want to sound repetitive, but I'm also reading the Milady Aesthetics book as well as the Milady Nails book. There's always unboxing and trying various nail brands, polishes, and just some fun things. So check out my other videos. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.